Yeah, it is okay. It's just responding to your um, um, comment that I hope it's okay so far. Yeah, it's okay. It's just so much bureaucracy happening. It's just it's just too much. But it's probably in every country. I don't think I can, um, single out this one specifically. It's just it's something that you don't want to deal with, and you have to. Every one of us have to deal with that. Every not every one of us, every foreigner, and I think that you went through a similar process when you moved from USA to um, Netherlands. It's slightly easier because we are like Europe Union and United States. We still have a relatively good relationship. Not as good as it used to be, but still, acceptable compared to what we have between Europe and Russian Federation right now. So there's a lot of documents and a lot of immigrants that, because of the new law, there's an enormous amount of um, foreigners here from mostly from the post-Soviet Union, as the Soviet Union collapsed and split into different states. So mostly from these states, and before it was that you don't need visa. Right now you need the permissions and so on and so forth. So it's more and more bureaucracy that you have to go through. It's not only for tourists. It's not only actually it's not for tourists at all. This is for people that either wants to work here or wants to study here a long term. So everything about I think more than 90 days of a visit, which is standard tourist visa. Everything about you have to go through this process. So it's manageable. It's just the fact that you don't want to spend your hours of daylight, burn the daylight, sitting in the in the office building with thousands other people. And some of them are they have. I just went through. I was sick 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and right now you see people being sick there, same as I was, spreading germs and viruses, and I can't afford to be sick again. I know that it's a natural thing, but I would prefer to avoid that as much as I can, so I can, prevent my health from, getting in touch, because there's also a clinic center there when they do different medical exams that you need. It's just a weird experience, but luckily there's one more time that I have to go there, and that's it. I actually pick up the documents, so I already did all the tests. Everything is awesome right now because all the documents were submitted, all the information were add to the procedure, all the fees I paid. So right now I'm just waiting for my, whatever you call it, like a little card that says that I'm here legally. So more than 90 days. So I'm here a student and so on and so forth. Because then, you can use it for different things, but I don't really know for what, because I'm going to be here maybe a couple more days than 90 days. But, if even if it would be 91 days, you have to have it. So, and you have to apply for it in cool. I bet that's a nice feeling to be at the end of the process. Yeah, it is. It is nice. Because it was preoccupying my mind, and not that I would be, phased by it or anything like that. No, it's more about, is the day that I have to go there, and usually it's the day that you really don't want to. You don't want to wake up. You don't want to do anything. You just want to chill. You just eat, and it's not about the procrastination. It's just you don't want to go there. It's just who wants to go to do some legal documents in some bureau that you never heard of, and you don't understand what you're doing there. It's just that no one wants to do that. I don't think that there's someone who would find this amusing or interesting or fun or some. Maybe there are some. I don't know. I would call them probably masochist. I don't know. It's of course it's a joke, but I don't know who would be like who in his right mind would enjoy do these things. So I actually want to say a big thank you for people that are working in these institutions, because that has to be even more difficult. You're there every day dealing with people that don't understand language properly. They have all their issues and problems, and there are families with the small kids there. There are old people. There are people that wants to work and they can't because they have to take a day off. And the same goes for me. I'm here as a student, so I have to keep my attendance about 95%, right? Otherwise, I lose the status of a student. I think it's the same thing for United States. When I was in US and I was studying in the US, my attendance for all classes and for education had to be over 95%. So that was another issue, that I'm missing too much. I mean, no one is. It's not like someone will come here and check, but they have a, the, how do you call it? When I'm entering the school, and then also when I'm in the studio, they're checking whether or not the students are there, because they have to submit it then to administration, especially for foreign students, because it happens all the time that you enter as a student on the student visa and then you never show up in the school. And it happens to me in the United States multiple times that there was classmates that I've never seen again. First day when they applied, and then they were gone doing something else or transferring to different schools and different locations, so on and so forth. So I understand the reason why they're doing it. It's just difficult for us that they really want to study and work. All these rules that we have to follow because of some, And I'm not complaining. I'm not even venting. I'm just, I'm here for a ride. That's what I'm going to say. And I'm sticking with it. That is the one big problem that I have right now. And I don't know if I brought my titanium white, because I finished all my titanium white. I have some here. Okay, let's do it. Small tube. So we're back in business. Okay, let's get back to a painting. So I did a couple changes, and I know that it might look weird right now for those of you who are following this from the day one. I add another figure. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's right here. And we can talk about it a little bit, but I don't really want to waste time with this, especially because it's not necessarily anything new for you. But you remember how I was talking about the rhythms? Well, I kind of like that rhythm here, but I was thinking, and I finally have my mirror set up. So I was looking at the mirror, and I was doing all that mirror stuff that I like to do so much. To moving it left and right, not moving it left and right, to looking at that from one reflection, another reflection, top reflection, looking it upside down. And I realized that even though I like that rhythm that's happening here, it was only working between these two, and it was kind of chopping it and disconnecting it. So I connect this together as one shape against this shape, right? And I think that it's working better right now. It might be slightly more boring at this point, but it's okay, because I am still thinking about continuing developing that composition. So I had a couple crazy ideas about putting a road right here, and then putting a stones there, and these all can still be done. Actually, I would really like to put something that goes, because right now it works very well when we talk about the Z X axis and Y axis, but I don't have enough Z axis. All my Z axis that's happening here, it's environment in terms of just the river and the land and mountains and then the sky. So I would like to create something that is on right here. First of all, that shows the curvature, right? Not only the curvature of the Earth, because I am a strong believer in the globe, but also I would like to show the curvature of this, like how it goes behind and down, right? So that's something that I would like to show, which would bring me a little bit more into a feeling of, so we have a diagonal that goes this way, right, in terms of flat surface, and then I have a diagonal that goes into a z-axis. And you know, for those of you who don't know, but most of you know that I really, really like sculpture and the three-dimensional space. And I wanted to say Blender, but three-dimensional space in general. That's my jam for sure. Let me just set up this camera as well. And I'm missing it right now a little bit. It still works on that, you know, on the level. It's still acceptable, I think. But you remember how are you going to work or you're not going to work? I mean, you could. You know how much I like that three-dimensional space. And also I have to work on those figures there, which is something that I keep talking about and I'm avoiding it. For not necessarily obvious reasons. I mean, this is a strange question. Do you own an air fryer? No, I don't. Why? Do I look that fat on the screen? So I should stop eating fried food? Greedy ball. Welcome to a stream, by the way. This is a this is a strange first question, but no, I don't own a air fryer. Oh, thanks for letting me know, mate. Did I stumble into a different conversation, not knowing what's happening? Or is it because of the ads that they were running just right now? I guess for the Gridiball, if you're new here, we are using ads as our quick break from painting and move a little bit around and just refresh our eyes from that, you know, from the kind of a tunnel vision. So I hope that that's what you're referring to. No, I just like air fryers. Okay, all right. Speaking about air fryers, I know it's completely off topic, but okay, let's go into this. Isn't it still bad for you, even if you air fry it? I mean, not bad. I mean, isn't it still like it's a healthy version of the fried food, which is not healthy that much, not as healthy. But I know nothing about air fryers, so. All right, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to put the camera back on. Okay. right. So it's on. It's healthier because it doesn't need oil. Okay, all right. Well, I have oven. Does that count? I think that's what I was thinking about. Isn't like a isn't air fryer just a glorified oven? I don't know. That's how I feel about it. Not that I know something about that, but just saying. Don't even listen to me. I really I'm not someone to take advice when it comes to mostly anything, I guess. Well, I like that lively discussion about the air fryer. No, it's a different technology. Okay, all right. Are you working for an air fryer company, Greedy Ball? It's just awesome to see you going with that air fryer out of nowhere. I don't know. I just thought that it's because of the commercials, but I guess that you are. It almost seems like you have a special pitch for the air fryers. I wish you wish. Okay, well, I wish I would be. Maybe I could be sponsored by air fryers. I don't know. That would be cool. I guess. I don't know. That reminds me. I've been meaning to buy an air fryer. It's literally the same, except the air fryer has a fan that pushes the heat around. That's the only difference. That's what I thought. Thank you, Talking Princess, for bringing it up because that's what I thought. But never got it because I have an oven, and my oven has fan too. Yes, mine has too. Well, not here, but I don't cook, so what do I know? Like I can have two fans in my oven, not even knowing. Maybe I have a double air fryer instead of oven. Is it something like it's a similar to like a toaster oven without the? Is it toaster oven then the oven without the fan? I should probably build the for the pizza, the big kind of a thing fireplace, and that would be probably cool. I don't know. That would be awesome. I just could have a homemade pizza. Um, okay. Not that I don't. Not that I want to change subjects because I'm into air fryers right now. Obviously, I'm. That's what I'm gonna do during the before uh, actually during my free time. I'm gonna learn something about air fryers because I know that my mom uses it. I think I don't know. I'm only using cooking as a metaphor, never as a real thing. And it's only thanks to Gordon Ramsay, I guess, who made it so popular around the world, even between people like I am, because everybody probably heard about the Gordon Ramsay one way or another. Like I remember him riding in the town on the motorcycle. What is the name? Hell's Kitchen or something like that. I don't know. I hope I'm not gonna get copyright strike for talking about that. It's smaller and easier to clean. Okay, all right. Damn, now I'm hungry for some homemade pizza. Let's just stop painting and bake the pizzas. Yeah, yeah. Let's first. I will have to make that brick oven, the big one. Um, that would be something. I wish one day will I have enough resources to actually buy the house. Actually, let's start with the house. Let's start with the land where I can build the house, or buy the land where the house existing, and then maybe I will get that oven right into the kitchen. I always wanted to have a. That's something that you won't believe how convenient it is, and it's very not very popular. I saw it in so many houses here in St. Petersburg. Um, they have a showers inside the kitchen. I know it's controversial idea, but hear me out. That's pretty cool thing actually. I mean, I just that's a different style. I don't know. um, okay, let me get into this before I dive way too deep in a situation that you are that you are cooking your breakfast and someone is showering next to you. It's a different vibe. I don't know. It's difficult to shower in the kitchen. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I mean, it's what it is. I would maybe I should probably give you a tour of a something that it's called Komunalna Kvartira here in St. Petersburg. It's something that happened because of a multiple reasons, but I don't want to get into that. It's simply a thing here. There's a lot of stuff that I did not expect to see, or I didn't know that exist actually. Let me put it that way. I go even further. I didn't know that it could exist, but it does. I mean, it's fun. Oh, yeah. Wash your booty while you wash your pants. Yeah, something like that. I mean, it's kind of weird and strange, but then when you think about it, kind of like, all right, why not? I don't know if I've seen stranger things in the kitchen than the shower, maybe bathtub, but I kind of have that, like what can be better than having access to your kitchen while you're taking a bath, right? Maybe there is the occasion that you need to do that. I don't know. Maybe you're living a busy life and you have to multitask, right? So while I'm taking a bath, I'm actually making dinner for four. I don't know, it's just, guys, I have to focus on the painting and I'm trying to make this a little bit more serious, but I guess that we are again in the asylum atelier territory that we just kind of going on tangents. What kind of silly place do you live in? Save time. This is so funny. So, are you telling me that ideal scenario would be I have a shower? I already have the shower. So I already have a shower inside the kitchen. Right now, if I add an air fryer, I'm not only multitasking, but also saving a time. Well, that's what I'm talking about. Well, now we're getting somewhere. Let's just go for it. Let's just forget painting and this misery that I'm putting myself and together with you through, and let's just patented this. It's just a time saver. I can already see the advertisement. Like you don't even know how much time you can save. You don't even know. Let me do a little bit of painting because I want to get back to this more interesting topic than the painting is. And I'm going to, again, I painted a little bit, so I'm going to scrape, I'm going to iron, I'm going to clean up the mess that I created here. So I'm going to iron that face a little bit. And when I say iron for our air fryer enthusiast, oh my god, I'm laughing. All right, so that's what's up. But for like I said, our air fryer enthusiast, ironing means that I'm, instead of scraping a pigment, I still have this is all wet. So I'm pushing that pigment, creating like a randomness in that portrait. And then also I can scrape a little bit. to see the underlayers, and I can move the pigment around. So I'm working more like with that other dimension, the z-axis. So I'm searching for some, underlayers there, and some of the pigments is showing through, some is completely covered, and it's giving me that kind of a, I don't know, something that I really enjoy to look at, like really interesting broken color and the randomness in that. Which I wouldn't necessarily call a style, because we were talking about the style a little bit previously. I would call it more as something that Vincent Desiderio is talking about a lot, and you heard me talking about this. That's that technical narrative. This is giving me a little bit more of that technical narrative, because there are things underneath the skin, right? And underneath the paint as well. So it's giving me that kind of a different vibe to it. And it's it's part of that narrative. Because this is, after all, this is an illusion, right? But through that illusion, I'm trying to communicate with the viewer. And my colleagues are returning, so I'll have to shut up a little bit and give them space to work as well. So, but at least we covered the air fryers, if anything. All right. He had to go, so no critique from my for from the master of the studio today. So we're chilling. stepped away from your painting for a bit, just to make sure that everything works compositionally, not only when it comes to details. Alright, I again spent a little too much time with this portrait, which is not necessarily stuff that I want to focus on today. So let me get that other parts in as well. Alright, let me focus on that side right there, because that's something that I think it should be addressed. figured out how to position these figures on the side. I'm looking and searching for my this needs to go. I'm sorry, I know that I'm supposed to focus on something else, but this needs to go. I made a mistake here. Just doesn't have a nice shape to it. Okay, but I can always deal with that later. That's not that big of a concern for me right now. So let me see if I push them a little bit. Maybe they're a little too much, too close to a corner, perhaps. Because what I'm thinking about right now, it's like the distance from here to here, from the end of the canvas to his head. Yeah, it feels that it's too close. So I have a similar ideas from left and right, so maybe I should push them a little bit more here, a little bit more towards the center, or the other way around, maybe a little push them here. Let me see. Maybe just a different position for their robes. Yeah, that might be just different angles. Let's see. And maybe I should push the head a little bit more forward. Push it a little bit more here to create kind of a swoop there. I think the shape is not working. Maybe I should push his shoulder here. This way, a little bit. Yeah. A bit more forehead there. Well, then you can see that I'm moving back and forth because I'm always, whatever I do right here, I compare it with what's happening right there. So that's why you can see me jumping back and forth because it, I always relating one thing to another when it comes to composition. I need to make it darker. Ань, пока. Привет, привет.
Я говорю, от Лизы тебе привет.
А, от Лизы. Я думал, что ты вернулась.
Да, нет. Она говорит, а когда я еще пойду туда?
Да, я хотел тебя спросить, когда будет вторая лекция. Да, очень, очень.
Она
Господи,
говорит,
это...
когда мы в Андрея были?
Да.
Говорит, она сидела, она пришла домой, открыла какой-то новый фильм и начала записываться. Также
Вот.
останавливала про черные дыры.
Вот
У меня
выйдет.
есть информация.
Ну вот.
И начала меня по-английскому спрашивать. Ты, говорит, мне напиши все, как там, что, про цвета и про все остальное.
Ну, видишь, вы уже начал все, процесс запустили и все идет. Ну, так я очень радуюсь.
Она вообще, она говорит, давай, я, говорит, в садик не пойду сегодня, говорит, я буду в академии. Ну, я, говорит, тихо, никому мешать не буду. Я, говорю, нет,
А,
Лиз,
lines going there, but I'll have to find the shape of the head, because if I don't, I'll be extremely annoyed.
Зал был такой черненький, думаю, может быть, все-таки... Карбон идет, там все его знают.
Да?
Можно тебя чуть отвлечь?
Да, да, конечно.
У меня друг, ты его, наверное, помнишь.
Да, 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 привет, привет.
Он хочет спросить по поводу
Ага.
технологии или
По,
подписаться на твой канал.
по поводу технологии, сейчас, секундочку, да. it's a kind of a funny story because the guy that just showed up is one of another. I think he's still a student or he's in his 50th year. I'm not sure. I didn't get to ask him, but he's a friend of the colleague next, like the studio next to me, and familiar setup. So it was they just came to check out. Толь, ты сегодня будешь допоздна или... Thinking about how to put them there into the environment. So I have those figures there. Let me jump there. I can tell immediately that this doesn't work, but that's okay. I'm gonna give it another pass tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Depends on the mood. I think it could work later on, but right now it doesn't. When I said later on, I mean that again some of the pigments are in the process of drying, and some of the pigments are fresh on top of it, so they might seem that they're disconnected. I feel like I should push this guy right here, right now. That would be something that is missing to my sketch. Let's put a little bit of face on him. So I can check whether or not it's working or not. I kind of like that half turn and that would be an ear somewhere here, perhaps, yeah. And the shadow here, or light, depends on. I think I should put the light there and the shadow here. And then a nice light value right here. So that's going to be his neck, and there is a little bit more of that. A little bit more detail. I think it's going to work. Let's make this guy a little darker. Maybe even this way. The reason why I'm pushing it darker because I want to change the rhythm. And let's give him a light hair. I'm kind of feeling a light. So it doesn't interfere that much. So he might have a lighter hair. Yeah, because everybody feels too dark. He could be also holding a stick. I'm thinking that he could have a stick as well, because that's another thing that I'm missing. I'm missing sticks. There are two sticks only, two directions, and I think it's not enough. So I was thinking giving him a stick. That's why I prepared that hand on the side right here. That was last time I was talking about this a little bit. So let me maybe make it work a little better. Well, I'm going off the sketch completely, not completely right now, but yeah, that's why I think that I need here that little bit of that. Уходишь? Ну хорошо, увидимся завтра. Будешь?
Я загляну.
Хорошо. Или ты работаешь тут?
Я там, но сначала сюда, чуть-чуть
Да.
что-нибудь цветы.
Ну хорошо, ладно, увидимся. Удачи, пока. Что еще раз?
Окошко я закрыл.
А, я последний, да?
Угу.
Ну хорошо, ладно, увидимся, пока. All right, so I'm alone again. Just in time for another ad. But I have to take my break myself because I feel really tired. It was a really long day for me today. And I would really get that dinner from you, DM7. That would be just. It's music to my ears. So let's get into that ad and then let's do a quick outro so I can go get something to eat myself. So I'll see you in a minute or two. I'll be right back myself. back, and I hope that you did the same thing. Did you stepped away from your painting, evaluated what's happening, and then we can continue. But I don't think I'll be able to continue today anymore. Well, I wish I could, because there's one cool thing. There's a light outside, like it's a broad daylight, even though it's already, what time is it here? It's almost 7 p.m. But there's a. Welcome back. I was in the kitchen. Yeah. I took time to really reset my eyes a little bit, to walk away from the fumes, because there we have another corridor outside that we can chill and hang out here. And like I said, there is a perfect light condition happening right now. It's 7 p.m. and I wish you to be here, because it looks like it's a kind of 3:30 perhaps. So you can go forever. I am 1 hour ahead of you right now. But during, I don't know if you change. That's a good question. I think that we already talked about this, but I keep forgetting. Does Netherlands change to daylight savings or no? I know that annoying part, if I'm not mistaken, maybe it's changed already, but I think that some states in the United States did and some didn't back in the day when I used to live there. I'm drinking my tea because that's what's keeping me up right now. I'm really, really hungry myself, but I love to be here in the studio. I really, really enjoy painting today. A lot, actually. There's a lot of things that are happening that I don't like, but there's a lot of things that I think that we're on the right track. I just have to start, putting these things together. And when I say putting these things together, I'm thinking about tapestries. As another thing that Ron Lemon did to me when it comes to like these metaphors, and did to my brain actually. That once he mentioned that it's like a tapestry, or was it? I'm pretty sure it was him. There's no other person who would say such a thing. I don't know where is he getting that from. They're talking about getting rid of that, but it hasn't been implemented. Your painting looks great. Oh, thank you, DM7. I still have like a rough areas, but I know that it's slowly starting to bond together. You see like these patches. I really have to start connecting them even more. But you can do it a la prima at once, but I like the fact that those are layers, layers and layers and layers. And I can still search something else underneath that. So I have, how would I put this? I have something to fall back on, right? And you can see that I have a really, really difficult problem right here. This is what bothers me enormously. And not even in his head, it's going the way that I want to. Maybe a little overworked compared to other stuff, but that's fine. But I have to really sit down and find the beautiful shape. This is when the Gandalf's gonna really, really, really start kicking in. I have to Gandalf the hell out of this. So I'm kind of excited about that. So that's the thing. I really, really enjoy the fact that there is another figure here, right? Because it ties together, and then I can start creating these light areas around here to push this guy even more forward. So it's going to be him forward, he's the middle ground, and there is a background in the sky. So I'll push that with even lighter pigments. Depends on how, I don't want to overpower him. So that's something that needs to be done. You can see that I also put this guy into a shadow a little bit more. And the reason is because I felt like they're going into same rhythm by dropping the shadow here, pushing his hoodie more forward, right? So he gives it like, if I see his face, okay. If I see his face right like this, he's upright. But as he moves, and this is what happened this is how I think about the composition, that instead of moving his head, I can just tilt it and drop it into a shadow. That means he's more this way, right? Feeling more this way. And I see a little bit less of his beard. So it's automatically your eye does not go like this, but it goes down, lower, and then up, and then, it's just, it has a little better movement. And it's not because I moved the head, it's because I moved the tilt. I played with the shadow. For me, shadows are just the way to go. And not only shadow, also light. So, again, I'm jumping back and forth because my mind is just, going left and right, trying to keep up with my eyes as they trying to move back and forth very quickly, just so I can see the saturation, I can see mistakes. Another thing that's happening to me, I had to move the canvas a little bit to a different position because I realized one thing. I was moving it up and down. I was looking at it from this way and I was correcting things under the angle. So when I stepped and I was dead on, everything looked skewed a little bit. So that's another thing that why I really I can't stress this enough. Just stand up away from your painting. We have these advertisements to give us I know that they are all over the place right now, and it's because of the internet. I will have to post something, an explanation about this internet, because I got really annoyed by what's happening. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that right now. Usually that the schedule is that the ad should go every hour or so, like 55 minutes, I believe, and there is a 3-minute or 4-minute commercial break, which is awesome because you should stand up, you should go do something else a little bit, refresh your mind, get out of that tunnel vision, because it's happening to me all the time. I can feel it pressing down on me. And also that what makes me tired, actually, because I'm staring on the one thing. It's like people get tired looking at the computer because you're staring at the same thing. You don't have any other engagement. And same goes for painting. I'm staring to one point and I'm overworking it, and I'm thinking about, I have to fix it because it doesn't look good. I have to fix it because it's not enough. And then I step back and it's a mush. I get close to it and it looks nice, but I step back and it's a mush. It's not important to going back to Rembrandt, painting is about looking, not smelling. So let's make sure that we have that down. And also, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with the position of the foot. I'm starting to feel the flow, which is cool, because that was another thing that I was worried about. And then I can actually introduce this guy. He's going to hold another stick. I have to bring more sticks because I for some reason, and that's another thing, like check this out. I have 2 figures in the middle. They're pair, vertical, and then I have 2 poles right here, vertical. It's just making it too repetitive, right? Again, the same topic. So throwing a couple more sticks right here could balance it out, or maybe on the other side. I don't know yet, but kind of balance it out, because right now I had 2, 2, and 2, like the weirdness of that. Another thing is that I think is that even though I pushed this guy a little too far out, so little indication of his face has to go. And the reason is because I'm going with my head with, I have 2 figures, 3 figures, 1 figure, 2 figures, 5 figures. It's like a rhythm, like a tempo from left to right for me to make sure that I don't have these separated groups. That's another thing when it comes to composition. The foot is right now too bright. I understand that. I know that it's kind of jumping into your eyes. That's okay, no worries, because as I'm going to develop it, it's just going to get like very close to this. But that's fine. I need to have it because I need to remind myself that that's the important part. I have to place it correctly and I have to see it anatomically, because I want to keep that anatomical feel. So that's that. And then I have a little bit more definition in these guys, and right now it's kind of it's kind of leaning towards here. I need to bring these to attention, because that's going to be a very important part here. Like, how am I going to paint those? Because they are in that kind of I would call this as a secondary focal point. right? They are right there. So that's another thing to think about. And I like that what I was talking about is happening, even though you can't see it right now. I am seeing it, and I have to work on it a little bit more because I was told that that's only what I see. I have that yellow point of interest, another one right here, the cross, and the little like a chest right here. So I'm creating the triangle right there, the compositional triangle, right? So I have verticals, I have horizontals, I have triangles, I have I'm missing circle, and there is a circle somewhere there, and I have to find it. And I'm starting to see like a curve, but it's not enough for me to get all the elements there. But there is circle somewhere there, and I have to find it for me to be satisfied with the composition. And the last thing that I'm missing, and I'm really annoyed about, and it's probably the road has to go there, that I don't have a front plane. And it's not that I don't have a front plane, it's more about, you know, like you're entering the painting and your front plane, it's the main focal point. I don't think that that works for me. I'm not saying that's bad, I don't think it works for me. And I think that that's also a problem with my painting at home that I was struggling with. And I'm really convinced that me adding like a road right here somewhere going this direction would probably help the composition, because I would get then what I think it's needed, because I have a one diagonal right here and one diagonal right there, and they're a little too forced. But if I move somewhere here, another diagonal, they're going to look like they're, you know, like they're rotating, and that might be actually the circle that I'm looking for. Huh. You know, like a sun rays, so it's going to radiate like here from here. So I have a diagonal, straight, diagonal, and then, you know, I'm just moving like that. Perhaps that might work. That might be the circle that I'm looking for. So it's implied. It's not as obvious. Yeah, I think that might work. And then I'll hit it. Yeah, let me think about this. And then I'll hit it by like a little light spot right here, little light spot right here, little lighter here, contrast, and maybe a little here, and then we're going to have the kind of light circle around here. Perhaps that might actually work. I don't want to jinx it, but I think that's going to be a pretty cool idea. I don't know if execution is going to allow me to make it work, but I'll do my best to do it. That might actually work. But it would have to go, hear me out, I have to incorporate them as well. So there's going to be light right here, light right there, something maybe here, a little bit more here, and then there. So I include the whole canvas, right? Because if I push it too close to here, everything is going to, like the scales, like if this is the center, the scales are going to tip this way because there's going to be too much attention on this side. Let me think about it. And I don't need to make it necessarily with the road. Perhaps I could do it with, and this is for you, DM7. I hope you're still here. I can actually create a row of flowers right here instead of road. But I think the road would be a little bit more on the topic. Because, and hear me out why, because flowers are just going to be like something that I'm showing that I know how to paint flowers, even though I don't know how to paint flowers, but you know, fake it till you make it. But road, it's going to show the idea, the philosophy of they're on the pathway. They're either going to cross it or you're going to join it, and it's your decision. What do you want them to do? They got to the point, they hit the road, and right now the question is: are they going to go against the stream? Right? That means that are they going to do what you know, what they shouldn't, but they believe that that's the important part, or are they going to just follow the guidelines and sacrifice something in order to gain something, right? the good example would be you're following the certain rules only to get to the point that you can then break them yourself, right? That's what happened to me with the painting. I just, right now, I really enjoy to move things around freely, not because it's advised, but because I know that I can manipulate that to the point that it might look good. It's not necessarily always the case. Well, actually, 95%, as you might know, and as you've seen throughout the streams, is that it's not working. But then, you know, we're looking for these 2% or 5%. I would go 98% even in my case. So yeah, I think that's something that I really have to look into. And then I changed the positions for the figures on the right side, on the left side. I'm sorry, which I kind of I think that they're okay. They're starting to look the way that I want them to, a little bit more engaging, because these are the figures that are from a different. There was that clash between, you know, the Western influence and then Constantinople, right? So it was like a French, German against the, you know, Byzantines. That's when the schism started, the clash of ideologies, and you know, it started with always with, oh, I want more influence over the region. So these are the French, Italian, and German. That part of a fallen Roman Empire, and then there's the Byzantine, because they split to two different, I think it was a Holy Roman and Byzantine, if I'm not mistaken, two empires, and they were fighting for an influence. They were still fighting. It was not necessarily, and you know, you have to check me on that, on this, and make sure that I'm not creating a different history lines here. But when I said they're fighting for influence, it was not necessarily a war, but it was more about, like, you know, same as happening right now. I mean, we just witnessed the new pope, right? So it was also, well, I'm pretty sure there was definitely fight for an influence, and where is he from? And there is a, you know, people are thinking about it might be actually might not be. It might be from Asia, right? That would be just something that haven't happened before. So it was kind of interesting to read about these things, and that's a similar problem was there, that they were fighting for an influence. And when I said fighting, it was more like a political fights, right? That means a lot of I wanted to say lobby groups. I don't think that they were lobby groups, but they were like these powerful kingdoms that they wanted to have their own pope. So these are, you know, these are like their not counterparts. These guys claim that the land of Great Moravia, it's actually theirs to teach them how to be a proper Christian, because they were there first, and based on their agreements, they kind of conquered this area first. So they should be the one that they're teaching them, and they were strongly pro-Latin and Hebrew, you know, texts, or Latin, actually strongly for Latin influence. And when I say Latin, I don't mean Latin America. I mean Latin as a language. So it's kind of a eating at the moment, listening to what you're saying. I should say reading what you're saying. I hope that you are. I'm not destroying your meal with this unnecessary lecture that I don't even know if I'm telling the story correct. But you know, you should double check that. That's kind of a fun thing to do. I think I like to do that. I like to prove people wrong or right for that matter. Depends on the depends on the on what's in stake, right? What is in stake? Yeah. So that I think that will be it for today when it comes to painting, because I have to clean brushes. I have to grab some paintings from here and move it to dormitory. Actually, move it from dormitory to help a friend of mine to bring him back home. Yesterday I was helping with a wall paintings, and I was drawing on the walls. I'm going to do it tomorrow as well. So there's a lot of work. Plus, another important thing, I believe on Thursday I'll get a new stretcher bar. So I think on Thursday or maybe Friday, I guess, on Friday I'll be probably restretching this. I think it might be, I think we might do bed stretching canvas Friday, on Friday actually, because I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know how am I going to do it, because it's still wet, like there is a lot of parts that are wet pigment, so I can lay down, face down, so, and I don't have enough space. So it's gonna be fun. I have to figure something out. That's gonna be really a bad news bad restretching Friday. I think I should call it. No, I love it. Your philosophical, historical adventure is a rare gem. Well, thank you. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Good luck with that. That sounds like fun. Well, it'll be fun. I don't know. And here's the thing: I'm actually thinking not streaming it to not make complete fool of myself, because there's gonna be a lot of people that might see it in terms of like what is this? What is this guy doing? He doesn't even. Not that he doesn't know how to paint. He doesn't even know how to restretch the canvas. That's gonna be crazy. But fun simultaneously, I guess. I don't know. I think that you should see it. I think that it would be. but if it helps, I'll laugh with you, not at you. Oh, of course. Well, I'm totally cool if you're laughing at me, because you know what? I'm laughing at myself, even thinking about how am I going to do this. It's gonna be, I don't want to say crazy, but definitely, up to our alley in our asylum atelier kind of streams. So I don't even at this point I'm not even bothered by this. It's just kind of a fun thing to do. So we have a long road ahead of us, and it's uphill battle for sure for me, definitely. But I think the closer I'm getting, I think that I'll be able to make it. I'm sure that it's a it's Bad Friday after all, so it's all good. Yeah, it is. It will be Bad Friday. I only hope that they will deliver that on Thursday. Well, that's the arrival time or the scheduled arrival time, but you know how it works. Someone will forget it to put it into a mail, or they just they gave me a random date and they don't expect me to call them 20 million times where the hell it is. I really need it. I don't know. It's gonna be fun. For sure. No matter what will happen, it's gonna be fun. that I can promise to you. Either I make a fool of myself or I'll just break something, as usually happens to me, but it's gonna be fun. I just have to be careful not to crease the canvas. Let's hope luck's in your favor this time. Oh, we'll have to push it. We'll have to push it. There's no other way. Actually, there's no way back anymore, so we're here. And then I'm working on that frame idea. So then there's going to be another bed painting Friday, I guess, me trying to put together frame for this monstrosity. That's going to be fun. I can't really pay for a frame. That's just incredibly expensive at this point. And since I have to get the different stretch bars and unexpected development when it comes to paying for the visa and so on and so forth, like all that stuff, the documentation. So I was not ready for that. So taking this taking measurements and buying actual frame, it's not an option anymore, unfortunately. It would be awesome to just order it, but so we're going to have a custom made frame. So I need to start planning on that, because it's going to take me at least a week or two to put it together. So that's going to be fun. But that's something that I want to do actually to help me, because I'm getting tired of painting the same thing over and over again. Not tired, it's just that tunnel vision. So that's something that I really have to think about. Not think about. That's something that I really want to do to take my mind off of that, off of this painting, just a little bit. Yeah, that sucks. What do you mean it sucks? It sucks that I have to do it myself, or it sucks that I don't have money for it. Both kind of sucks. But we all talk about. We talk about Ron Lemon a lot. So let's finish this with not Ron Lemon, but with if the life hands you lemons, make lemonade out of it. So it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be cool. And if it won't be cool, I think the journey is cool. I'm really enjoying this. I'm tired, but I'm extremely happy that I'm able to actually even be here. That's a miracle for me. And being able to actually half stream. About not having enough resources and having to do frames yourself. Yeah, that's true. But like I said, it's just we have to figure it out how to do it ourselves. So that's kind of a cool thing. It's kind of a Michelangelo style, right? Or old school Renaissance, or like the times where they did not have anything to work with, and they had to figure it out everything by themselves. So yesterday I was drawing on the walls, so I was like, oh, I'm a Michelangelo, that's awesome. Even though it's just, again, like a little help to a friend of mine, just to hang out, right? So we couldn't hang out, so it's like, oh, I'm gonna see what you're up to in the what you're doing. And I was like, oh, let me help you with this. It's just I was like a little assistant of Michelangelo, I guess. That would be a better thing. But I felt like I'm a Michelangelo. It's my way to deal with stress, I guess. I don't know. So it was kind of cool. Not kind of cool. It was cool. And I'm looking forward to do it tomorrow as well. Just hang out. What can be better than just hang out with a friend and just draw on the walls? I don't see, nothing that would, excites me more than that. So yeah. Hopefully, I'll be able to put it together. And then other thing, if you're gonna be in the same situation, you can just go to your local hardware store. And again, I am even thinking of doing it with scrap materials again. It's just, I think it wouldn't be bad either way. to just find the scrap material and put the frame together with that scrap material. So yeah, and then I'll need to do a little bit more of the research on Gandalf, I guess, because I need to put the hoodie on. That's gonna, if I cannot make this, like hold this a nice silhouette that beautifully fits into the environment, it's just that all the effort, all the painting is just it will be pointless. So yeah, guys, I'll just I'm gonna end here. Thank you for joining me. I'm really lost for words, and especially when I'm looking outside, because it literally looks like it's 2 a.m. Let me just. I'm 2 a.m. like 2 p.m. Is this going to work or no? Let me see. Yeah, this is how it looks right now. It's crazy. You can't really get used to this. And we're not even in a full-blown summer right now, so it's gonna get really crazy. This is how it's going to look at around. This is how it's going to look around. This is how this is how it will look around around midnight in a couple days, right? So you can really go non-stop during the summer. But then there's a lot of things that you can do during these bright nights. Here in St. Petersburg, there's a lot of activities because people are used to it, and also your mental clock are slightly different because you don't really feel. You feel tired, but you don't feel that it's time for you to go to sleep, which is kind of a weird feeling. I remember the first year it was really messing me up with like my time with my sleeping schedule, and I know that some people really suffer through this, and then they use these really dark blinds, like sunproofing it. I don't know, I guess, or they're sleeping. They used to sleep in the corridors where there are no windows and close all the doors, which was strange. There is a lot of beds in the corridors here. So we have our perfect idea. It's going to be. I'm probably going to make my own commercial. It's going to be a air fryer, shower, and in the kitchen. Just multitasking and saving some times and making it healthy. Dude, this is just blowing my mind. That's for those of you guys who did not who are not on the joke. You have to. Yeah, it's going to be on the YouTube. I'm going to post it on the YouTube, so you can check it on the YouTube later on. Hopefully, if the internet allow me to. So. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I'm going to be here tomorrow if internet allow me to. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for painting alongside me, because that's something that makes this actually way more interesting. Yeah, enjoy your dinners. For those of you who are eating, I'm going to eat something myself, and then hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye, guys.